Area of a parallelogram goes back to what you learned about area in 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. Area is the same concept. It's not that much of a different. Our terminology may change. I want to do a quick review, make sure you're following along, and then we're going to get to what we're talking about today with a parallelogram. So before, you remember when you talked about area, I need your eyes up here, we talked about, let's look at this, guys. We'll pretend that this is a square. A square, as you know, has equal sides. Equal width, equal length. 4, 4, 4, 4. All sides are equivalent to 4. So in a square, what is the formula for area? Yeah, so we have a square, and a square, the formula is length times width. A parallelogram is similar. Now let's get to the word parallelogram and talk from there. So parallelogram, there's a word that we see in the word parallelogram that I want to point out to you. Don't raise your hand, don't yell out. The word is parallel, and I'm going to talk about what that is. First of all, you're asking, okay, he's teaching us the area of a parallelogram, but to do that you have to understand what a parallelogram is. So, let's put one up here. Put it over here for you. This is what a parallelogram looks like. You should draw what I'm drawing as well. A parallelogram has two sets of parallel lines. You have a set right here, with these two being parallel to each other, and you have a set right here. Parallel means they're never going to touch. They can go on forever, and they're never going to touch. Now you'll notice that this parallelogram looks similar to our square, except for the fact that we've taken our square and we've slanted it a little bit. So a parallelogram has two sets of parallel lines, and the formula we use to solve the area is close to the same, but we don't call it length and width anymore. Because the same concept applies. We want to measure the area, this square footage inside. So, we have our notes on our square, but let's talk about what it takes to find the area of a parallelogram. Area of a parallelogram, remember, it's the square units inside. We're looking to find the amount of square units inside my parallelogram. Our formula is going to be base times height. Base times height. Now let's take a look at this parallelogram right here. These two are parallel. These two are parallel. Now, base. Base, as you know, means low. Base means low. Base means bottom. The base of this speaker. Drop the base. Bottom. We want to take a look here. If you go to the bottom of here, you will find this is our base. It is equal to this one right up here. So this is our base. But if they only give you this number, say this is a 12, you need to be able to understand that, hey, if this is a 12, this is also going to be a 12. These two are equal in length, but we want to take our base, hold on, take your base and multiply it by your height. Now, height's one where it gets a little bit tricky. Height. This is my full height. Essentially what we're doing is this. So, I am not up to my full height. I haven't changed from here to here at all, but I'm not up to my full height. All I've done is adjust my length by tilting. So we did the same thing here. We can't measure height. I'm not actually the same height as Dylan. I know what made it look like I was by almost completely falling over, but I'm not actually his height. I'm taller. I can still say that about most of you because you're in 6th grade. Now, in order to find the height, we're looking for this distance right here. They will give you this distance. And they'll show it. We got a little right angle right here. They'll show it coming down. They'll show it coming down from the top, and it's a straight line. What they've done is they've taken this length, and they said if we take this side right here, and we tilt it up, it will show the actual measurement of our height. So, let's do a practice problem, and let's see if we can figure out how to find the area in square units of a parallelogram. I'm going to give you one right here. We'll pretend it's a parallelogram. I'm going to put my height, and my height is going to be 12. And then I'm going to add some other dimensions around it as well. I'm going to say this guy, my base, is 10. The one that I want is our height, and the height is the one that stands straight up and down. This is the one that I want. So that means our area is base times height. So my operation is going to be 10 times 12, which means my area will be 120 units squared. Remember that area is always, or square units, our area is always n units squared or squared units. If you want full credit, you need to include. Sometimes they'll give you the units, inches or centimeters. You need to include that if you want full credit. Okay, so let me take a look and give you a couple of examples for you to try on your own, and then we're going to go over them. Here's our first example. So there we have our parallelogram, and I'm going to give you this guy right here being 6 feet. And then I'm going to drop this guy down here. I'm going to draw this right here. A little right angle so that you know that it's straight. And I'm going to make this guy 12 feet. Yeah. Right now, on your own, that's 6 feet and that's 12 feet. On your own right now, remember that our formula, write down our formula first. The formula for area, base times height. Write down our formula first. Remember that this is also 6 because these are both parallel and also both equal. So if this is 6, this is also going to be 6 feet as well, which means we have a base of 6. We have a height. Remember, we take our height from the right angle here. We go straight up. Our height is 12. That turns our formula into 6 times 12. Remember, our unit is in feet. So 6 times 12. You'll get 72 feet squared, or square feet. That will be your final answer. Remember, you need to include feet squared or square feet if you want to get full credit. As you know, I also happen to own a small private island off of the coast of a country. And my private island has its own flag. I call this country Macedonia. So Macedonia copyright, is a fantastic country where everyone has pie all the time, anytime they want. Everything is equally divided and divided correctly. I can keep going for a couple days, but I'll stop now. And talk about my country's flag. So the flag of my country, it's not a plus sign, but I appreciate your input. Oh, that broke. The flag of my country obviously has the shape of a flag. And on the inside of my flag, I have this design. This is what my flag looks like. So, in my flag, what I want you to do we're going to find the area of the shaded region. We're going to find the area of the shaded region. So, let's give my flag some dimensions. Okay? We'll say that this is 10 and this is 12. Okay? And then we're going to say that, ooh, you know what we need though? We need to give this guy. So we're going to add in a little bit here. Add that guy in here. We're going to say that this is 5 and this is 6. Find the area of the shaded region. That's this red area right here. So here's what we're going to do. Step 1. We have to find the area of both this rectangle and this parallelogram. Lucky for us, the formula is the same. So I'm going to put this down here. Here's my formula. I can't spell today, I'm sorry. Here's our formula. Base times height. I'm spelling it wrong. So my parallelogram is going to be base times height, my height being 5, my base being 6. Take 7. If my parallelogram with a base of 6 and a height of 5, what is my area of that? That's exactly right. It's 30. Good job. Now, let's take a look at the area of my rectangle. The flag part, if you will. In my rectangle, same thing. 10 times 12. This gives me an area of, and I'm going to say 30 square units, and I'm going to say 120 square units. If we look here, we now know the area of this. We now know the area of this. Much like a person who takes from the middle, which you should never do. Let's say this is a giant cake. Basically what we want to do is we want to figure out what's the area of this part, my flag, with the middle taken out. This is a giant cake. We want to find out what's left over. You come and take in your hand and just taking out the middle. We want to know what's the area around it. We want to figure the area of this shaded region. So the formula we're going to do, that's exactly right, is subtraction. So we're going to take our area of our rectangle, 120. We're going to take out the area of the inside, which is 30. And we're going to be left with the area of the inside, which is...
9.
I wasn't asking you. I was asking them. That's exactly right. 90 square units. Or units squared.